for over 20 years. I am so excited about my new radio show, Tales and Tips, on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Voice of Stockton, and KXVS Radio. I will discuss relevant issues affecting animals and pet owners today, how to avoid common problems, and how to extend the quality of life for your cherished companions. As a community advocate, I will also discuss important social issues that affect our city. I plan to showcase organizations and heroes who are doing amazing things to help others. Remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 10, starting soon.
Do you want to relive the golden days of Stockton? Join Nate Knott on Stockton Alive every first and third Monday at 6 p.m. Tune into thevoiceofstockton.org.
Hello, welcome to Chef Tobias Cooks, here where we have kitchen conversations with professional chefs, cooks, home cooks, bakers, and people that just can't cook. So join us every week for our kitchen conversations and learn a thing or two. And I don't burn nothing in my kitchen.
KXVS, the Voice of Stockton live. The Voice of Stockton at Stone Soup Studio. KXVS.org.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS, the Voice of Stockton, or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
This is KXVS, the Voice of Stockton, and it's time for Challenge Mode with your host, Ben Sanchez.
Thank you, Governor Don. It's always a pleasure to be here. This is our third episode of Challenge Mode, and in case all of the people out there missed the first couple episodes, just to give you guys an idea of what the show is, we are an entrepreneur show. We dive right into it with a lot of the entrepreneurs throughout the Central Valley. We follow their experiences, hearts, minds, and passions and dreams of all of these entrepreneurs that are doing amazing things in your town and across the San Joaquin County. So I have an amazing guest here with us today, but before we get to her and what she does, there are quite a few announcements that are, with a lot of the events that are going on in Stockton. So for one, we've got we've got this Puentes. I don't know if you've heard of Puentes, but it's a pop-up farm stand that's happening in front of Stephen Bentley's hub shop, which Stephen Bentley is just an awesome guy who, if you're a bicyclist enthusiast, you take your bike down there. If you've got some trouble, he can hook you up, fix up the bike. But now he's allowed a farm stand to pop up there, and that happens every Tuesday, 11 to 2. If you're looking for fresh fruits and vegetables, all organic, check out Puentes Pop-Up Farm Stand. Also, we have the Central Valley Asian Chamber is hosting an event at China Palace. That's March 22nd. The Community Recognitions Awards Dinner for 2018. Dennis Lee was the founder of the Asian Chamber. He's now stepping down to do other projects. So they've decided to host an awards dinner for him. And, of course, a lot of other honorees, including Mary Nicholson from the Health and Wellness, or Healings of Motion. And we've got Tina from Red Orchids Restaurant. They've been in business for quite some time. We also have Jillian Murphy. She was she's done quite a few things over at the Delta College campus for teaching and things like that. She will be recognized. So there's a lot of people at this dinner. Dennis Lee, obviously, the main focus of that. So if you are a peer or you've met him, you've probably met him at one of these many mixers. If that's Dennis, and you know how much he's contributed to the community and with business and everything he's done within the past however long the chamber's been around. I want to say 14 years at least. This is a great way to honor him and kind of give back, donations and things like that. So, or even just attending the dinner and being a part of that is fantastic. So that's coming up March 22nd. And tomorrow at the Hagen Museum is her story. That is very, very big. So if you don't have your tickets are $25. You can go to goodstockca.com and pick up those tickets. There's still time to do that. This is a great time to kind of see Edie Sparks and her book, Boss Lady. And she's going to be talking about this. And you kind of see and hear a lot of what's going on with this entrepreneur movement with women. There's an incredible amount of women in the area that are working and doing a lot. And you may not even know that it's happening in your area. And so this is why our guest is so incredible, and she's so awesome. Valonne Smith from Natural Dew.
Natural Dew.
You are here.
Hey there.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
I'm excited to be here.
I know you are. And we had this amazing conversation at your shop, and we sat down. And it wasn't like I initially didn't even really talk about the show. We were talking about some other things.
That's true.
You're coming up on your 2-year anniversary.
Yes, 2-year anniversary, April 1st.
And we were talking about comics for a while. So I want to actually let you give you a chance to talk a little bit about this, because I think this was kind of cool what you did for this event. You had the Black Panther premiere that you kind of put something together. So tell everyone kind of what that entailed.
Oh, the private screening. So we had a private screening of Black Panther. We were really excited about that movie coming out, of course, because it was like our first like black superhero since probably like Blade, I think.
Right. Yeah.
So of course, and then the cinematography of everything, and I've got little kids too, and my son is definitely into comics and anime. So
we talked a lot about that.
Yeah, yeah, we did. And so then when we found out it was coming, so we're like, you know what? I talked to the Urban Chamber of Commerce and said, I really want to see about doing a private screening, and just, it's a way, of course, at brand awareness.
Right, yeah.
To kind of let people know about Natural Do, what we do, because also the kind of people that would be attending that, the audience would also be our targeted market as well. So we thought it would be good to host a private screening. We had Black Panther come. Yeah. We had a friend of mine dressed as Black Panther come. Right. And it was really cool. The lobby was lit. You should have seen it.
And that was over at the downtown
theater. Yep. A lot of people, young and especially old, was excited to take pictures with Black Panther. Yes. And we had UOP there too. We had a lot of their students came and supported. That's good. Yep, that was really great too. And of course, the chamber had their people, Natural Do, and we had a good time at the private screening. Although I do think I need to go back and watch the movie, because it was just so much hype and excitement that I watched it. It was good, but I like to just watch it a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, you didn't take, because you were so excited, and you were probably planning all this too.
Yes, right? Yeah, we were getting the tickets together, and it sold out pretty quickly.
Right.
Yeah. Now I will say, whatever Natural Do does, we sell out pretty quickly.
That's good.
So when we post something, you better buy your tickets.
That's right, because you also do these little painting.
Yep, the paint and sip. Yep, this month we have the paint and sip on the 31st. Okay. We give free classes on natural hair, and then we're also having a natural yoga class. That's a first one too. Yes, yoga. Yes. We have a young lady coming out of Fresno who will be giving the class, and so the seats are limited, so you can definitely get your tickets now. It's just $15.
Okay, so where do we get tickets?
If you go to Natural Do, under the events, you click on there, and it'll take you straight to the tickets.
Great. NaturalDew.com?
Natural-Do.com.
Do. There we go.
Yeah.
So this, you're sharing all this wonderful stuff that you're doing in the community, but where did all of that kind of start with you, and when did you kind of come up with the idea to start Natural Do in the salon? Because and I think we touched a little bit on that, and when we were talking, like, you have done like 6 years of radio, which I had no idea, which was kind of fun. But I'm sure throughout that journey, were you thinking about doing Natural Do at the time?
Well, you know what? Like you said, like in radio, so whatever job I had from radio, when I worked at NASA, when I worked in biotech, I always did business development. So I was always in some kind of department of that. So at the radio station, yes, I was on air, and yes, I did promotions, but you promote other people's businesses. And so that was sort of a way. Public affairs was at NASA. That's another way to promote NASA and what we do, what the scientists do, make it cool. Business development and biotech, same thing. We were selling the CRO, the Clinical Research Organization. Yeah. So I've always had that. But Natural Dew still wasn't back there yet in all those years. So what happened was when I was young, about 17, I decided to go natural. So going natural means we're away from doing the perms and the relaxers, and we're just wearing our natural curly hair, however it comes out of our head. Okay. And so throughout the years, there wasn't many products. There wasn't any salons that catered to how to care for your natural hair. Okay. So over time, I made a book. I wrote a book on how to care for your natural hair. I did that in 2008. Okay. And it's called "Girl, Get Your Hair Back."
Ooh, there you go.
You can get that.
And now, where's that? Where can I
see? I took that website down. But if anybody emails your show and says they want it, then you can let me know, and I'll email it to them. It's an ebook.
That is we actually have a new email for this because we were sending everyone to KXVS, but we're at hello.challengemode@gmail.com.
Okay, hello.challengemode@gmail.com. Yeah. If you're interested, you can email Challenge Mode, and I will send you a copy.
Yes, and then don't forget you can always email KXVS. What's the best email, Don, for KXVS? You got
inbox. More than one of us check it, so it's more likely to get.
So it's inbox.kxvs.
Inbox@thevoiceofstockton.org.
Okay, inbox@thevoiceofstockton.org.
Yeah.
Also, you can reach out there.
Yeah. So when I did the book, this is funny too. You got me thinking about it. So when I did the book, I had a friend that did enjoy the book, and she had another friend that was natural, and this friend was actually one of the coaches of the 49ers.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she happened to live around the corner from me, and she wanted me to do a party to explain how to care for your natural hair, and people could come and ask questions. Right. So it kind of evolved from there in seminars. Okay. Then, of course, we living in the Silicon Valley. It's expensive, right? Yeah. My husband was like, we need to move. We need to buy up a place. Right. We could buy here, but it's going to be extremely tight for us. So he's like, we need to move to Stockton. And, I did huff and puff, and I was like, well, if we go to Stockton, we have to have a business. Okay. That's what I said. We have to have a plan. We have to have a business. Okay. And so that's when I was thinking about what to do. And it came back about, okay, there's no place for me now. Really, I like to be pampered too. Right. No place for me to get my natural hair done. Instead of being like a lot of people do and complain about what they don't have, you create it.
Yeah, you solve the problem.
Yes, and help solve a problem.
Now, throughout that process, were you researching Stockton in the area?
Yes, I was researching Stockton, and I was also researching more about the business. I already felt like Stockton was going to be a good place. I've been telling people Stockton is a great place to start your business.
There you go.
I'm telling you.
It's a great place.
Stockton, it's affordable. There's a lot of resources here, and it's affordable. A lot more affordable than like it is in the Bay Area. Right. So I think that I tell a lot of people everything, and then there's more opportunities. Like there's a lot of stuff that's still not here that is in the Bay Area that you can bring over here. Right. So they definitely should come out this way.
That's good. I think that's a part of this entrepreneur movement that's happening, and there's a lot of people that are wondering, when I start, what do I do, or how does that process work? And for you already were researching, but you already had this experience before, and it really just kind of clicked at some point. Well, now I'm really good at doing the seminars, so we'll implement that into that, and maybe make some videos. And I think I think we actually had a separate conversation saying you should just do a show, but because you're doing the business, it's just so hard to balance all these different things.
Oh, yes, right? It is. You're like running. Okay, let me do this. Okay, let me go over here and do this. Okay, let me do this.
Yeah. So what do you feel? There's probably a lot of people that may watch the show or may have heard of an entrepreneur, and they think, well, what is that? What do you feel an entrepreneur is to you, and why do you feel that that's important for you to be doing this?
Oh, wow. An entrepreneur. I think an entrepreneur is someone who can run a business. And I'm not saying like they can run it successfully, because there are a lot of challenges definitely to running a business. Yeah, a lot of it. But I think an entrepreneur is someone who running a business, whatever that is, whatever product or service that is. It could be down from the lemonade stand to running a Fortune 500 company. Yeah.
And then so for you, when you were creating that, did that ever cross your mind? Like, is this what I'm doing? Am I an entrepreneur? Did you hear about that when you're in the Valley?
Yeah. Well, the thing about entrepreneurship right now is, okay, back when, we were growing up, like in the 80s and 90s and stuff, it really wasn't cool to be an entrepreneur.
No.
Like they just know, okay, that's that business person or whatever.
Right.
But now,
mom and pop shop,
mom and pop shops, but now with the advent of seeing like celebrities running their own companies, rappers or actresses and stuff like that, and then you're seeing the potential of the money you can make. Now it's like cool to be an entrepreneur. Yes. So you got to kind of weed through, the good ones and the bad ones. You know what I mean? So, I'm sorry, I don't want to miss your question. Did I answer that?
No,
okay.
You totally answered that.
Yeah.
No, we got that.
Okay.
I just was wondering why you. I mean, that's why you feel that's important now, or was it always important back then?
Yeah, back then. So I did always feel like I wanted to run something, but I didn't necessarily know what it was. I mean, my dad and my mom were kind of entrepreneurs in a way too, because my dad had side businesses on the side, and then my mom, she's a seamstress, so she was an independent contractor. Yeah. So I've seen that example, and I've been around a ton of people who own their businesses. So, and I always knew that I would want to do something myself, because as a kid, my mom would say, enjoy being a kid, because when you become an adult, you're going to have all these responsibilities. And in my head, I was thinking, I can't wait to be an adult, because I don't want you telling me what to do. So at least as an entrepreneur, you got a little bit ready to do what you want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So then when you got here and you moved to Stockton, when was that?
We moved
what
here.
Time, or was it?
We moved. We officially moved into our home in 2012.
2012. Okay.
Yeah, and I still didn't, but I didn't open up the business until 2016.
Okay. And then what made you pick the location? Like when you were looking around Stockton, did you know like downtown was where
Yes, I definitely knew I wanted downtown.
Okay.
So I was working, I was a part of the huddle, and I'm still am a part of the huddle in downtown. And at the time I went to one of their mixers, and it's funny, Ben, and I would say this for any entrepreneur.
Right.
At the time, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to have a storefront, but something inside of me said that I should still look. Just look and just meet people and kind of see what things are actually going to cost you and everything. Yeah. So that's what I did. But then I went to the mixer, and sadly, I was working with Tim Egan and before he passed. And actually, I was with him the night before he passed. He was in my space helping me measure. So so he has a special place in my heart. He was a really nice guy. Yes. So I went to the mixer, and he's like, I told him about my business. He's like, I got a place for you. I know a good place for you. And he said, it's on Weber. And I'm like, no, it's not. I've been up and down Weber, and there's no spot. He said, yes, it is. Meet me here. So in a couple of days, I met him, and it was kind of boarded up. You couldn't really tell. It was boarded up in there. So I went in there, and he told me about the space. He told me how much it was. And even though I felt like I was nervous, but the price was right and everything, I was like, I'll do it. And I did it.
And you did it.
I did it.
And here we are coming up on 2 years.
Yeah, it's coming up on 2 years.
2 years strong. Now, how was that? How was the first year? Like when you started, when you got into the space and everything, how did it kind of, what were your kind of thought process and all that? Like, what do I need?
What I tell other people when they write a business plan, do not write that 20-page business plan. Do not do that. Okay. That is a waste of time. No. Which, especially if you're doing something new, because what Natural do is something new that is a new concept in the beauty industry. Right. Write it down on 1-page piece of paper. That's what I did, and then test it. So we tested it by going to like the stock market. We were there regularly there as well, promoting the products, promoting the business, doing the seminars. I was doing that before we opened, and I tested to see if people would be interested in that, and then. you always, as a business owner, you always have an idea of how you think your business is going to run. And I know that some people
kind of interesting. You said you were at stock market. So how did you find out about the stock market?
The stock market by I found out by her name. You know her.
Amy. Did you run into Amy?
I ran into Amy too, but she had her friend that was a part of it too. Yeah.
Oh, Katie.
Yes, Katie, because
Okay.
Katie worked at the Huddle.
Okay.
And she told me about it. So that's when I was like, okay, so I was there every month that they had it.
Okay.
They'll tell you. That's how
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
Amy.
Katie
and,
McCrae,
yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's how I found out about the stock market. And it was a place to test and see. And it was affordable. And I think that, I know you had them on your show, your first show.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
any business should start doing events like that, vending at different places and see how the market responds to it.
Right, and of course they've really grown now. Obviously they've tailored it a little bit. I think when I found out about it, it was happening every month, and then you kind of just tailor that down to the weather, things like that. But and of course we know that they're going to be back downtown.
Yes,
don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I mean, didn't they not? I thought they announced it that they were coming back.
Announce it on the show.
Yes,
yeah.
I saw it on Facebook.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
They're coming back starting next month, right?
April, yes. Yeah, and they will be in that Martin Luther King
Plaza,
across
from the City Hall.
Now that you're almost hitting 2 years, do you feel that should still be a thing? Should you still do events outside of that, or because you have a brick and mortar, do things kind of change up?
Yes, the thing is, it does kind of change up, because at one point I couldn't do it because it was just, I didn't have the time and the people to do it. But I would like to go back out there again. I think you should do it like, at least one time or something like that, just so you can meet other people that maybe you would not have reached before.
Right.
Yeah.
And now this is really cool. You have been over. I remember when I was kind of messaging you back and forth. You were like, "Yeah, we were over in Atlanta, and you were doing some hair event things." So, kind of talk a little bit about that transition and going over there and what you're over there for.
Oh, okay. So definitely, whatever field you in, whatever business that you're in, there's always some kind of conference or meetups or something for your business. And so there's hair shows that they have, and Atlanta has the largest hair show for our hair type. And we went to the Barner Brothers show, and you go because you get to network, you get to take classes, you get to keep abreast of what's going on in your industry. So that's why you do it. In April next month, me and my whole team, the whole salon, we are a part of the Natural Hair Show in Atlanta, where I'll be teaching a class there. We're also going to have a booth there setting up and showing what we can do in natural hair as well as selling products. So it's really cool. Everybody's really excited because that's the first time we're doing that.
And I think this is fantastic. And we touched on this earlier on your on the live feed there.
Okay.
But let's go back and talk a little bit about this. Is you can't do this alone.
No.
Really. And it's a struggle to get into this and start a new business on your own. And you talk about putting together a team.
You do need a team.
So that's a really important part of building the businesses. And how did you go about getting that team together?
One of them approached me, and then one was an employee, and one of course is close to my heart, my husband, and they all have a passion for the business and what the business does, a passion for business and what the business does. And so when I start meeting people you have to start spotting talent. That's one of the things as an entrepreneur.
Spotting talent.
Yes, you have to be able to spot talent.
And being part of Huddle, you probably saw a lot of talent come through there, right?
Yeah, you do. And so you just realize, though, that there's so much going on every day that you can't handle it all. And so you also need to bounce ideas with somebody and kind of be like, okay, what do you think if I should do this or that? And so I do. I have, I have the salon manager. I have my business consultant. I also have my husband, who's also a business consultant, who's helping me with the business. And each of them have a different aspect of it. And you just need a team, because you cannot do it all. You cannot possibly do it all.
No. And I think that's fantastic. I've worked with you I don't know. Obviously, if people don't know that, I've worked with Valonne, and we're actually probably going to be working again on something very soon.
Yeah, we are.
And then I've worked with your husband as well. So I think that is a great idea, and that's really why I'm an advocate for the co-working spaces.
Yeah,
like that,
I like that.
Because that's where actually, when I finished graduating, I finished my master's at UOP, and I heard about this place, Huddle, through Craigslist.
Yeah.
Just through a Craigslist posting, which was Pedro's posting.
Okay.
And I went down and that was around 2015, and I stopped in, and I had no idea this was going on, right? I had no idea what a co-working space was. I had no idea what an entrepreneur was. I didn't know anything about small business and how that business management and how to build your own business and just getting involved in that. I was just thinking like, oh yeah, it was just going to be a 9 to 5, right? And somebody's going to tell me what to do. Nobody told me anything. He's just like, do what you do. I was like, well, what? Like and it's weird because when you come out of that educational environment, and I went back to school much later, but I'm still an advocate for it. It doesn't matter what age you are.
No, it
go
doesn't.
back to school.
Go
keep
back to
learning.
School. Yeah,
keep learning. No matter if there's an opportunity there, go
we
for
still
it.
keep
Take
learning.
it.
I told you we still go to the classes.
Yeah, and we still even learn to this day, and we learned that on the last couple episodes. The one with Laura, they're constantly learning as they're churning out this amazing coffee, and then Amy and Ann are constantly still learning as they're putting on events. So, and that was the process for me. Is even though I'm out of that regiment. Like I don't have the structure of a teacher, professor and the classes. Yeah. I'm still learning from all of you. I think we all learn from each other, which I think is fantastic. So I'm really an advocate for the co-working part, because you do get to bounce ideas and you do get to see things from other perspectives that you might not have looked. Like Ron might see something that you didn't see at all.
I'm telling you, that happens a lot. I'll be like, oh, I come up with this idea, and they're like, well, you got to think about this or that. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. So that's why it's important.
So for people who may not have gotten to that point yet, what could you recommend for them to kind of start? What could they do maybe they don't have that person that's not quite there yet, or they're not sure, they're not looking for talent. What would be like
an entrepreneur, like wanting to build their team? Yeah,
building. Like what are kind of some tips for building a team? Like what do you think? What helped you get to that point?
I guess when you do spot the talent, it's good just to ask. And I do ask a lot of, I do.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Do not be afraid. I also go spend time at the Small Business Center.
That's at San Joaquin Delta College?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you know another entrepreneur that's in the same field as you, then you ask them. I also have friends that are in a totally different business, but if I have questions, I ask them.
Yeah.
And then if there's somebody that I don't even know, it's okay to approach them and say, hey, tell them who you are, tell them what you're trying to do. And a lot of times, other entrepreneurs are excited about sharing their experiences with you to help you.
Yeah.
They do.
No, and I think that's fantastic. Now, we're coming up on year 2. With
Natural Dew.
Natural Dew. So
year 2 with Natural Dew.
What's new with Natural Dew? What's going on with Natural Dew now in year 2?
Okay, year 2. So we're doing way more classes. We do free classes to the public. They can come and learn about certain aspects about your hair, how to take care of your hair. Okay. We're definitely having our 2-year celebration. That's going to be April 7th, downtown Stockton, and you'll get more information on our website. That
sounds exciting.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we're trying to really make it bigger than what we did last year.
Okay.
And then, of course, we are doing, we're going to Atlanta. We're going to show Atlanta how Stockton gets down. So that's really good.
Okay.
And then, of course, we're having our 2nd annual hair show in September.
Now, before we get to that, what's with Atlanta? Are you going live? Are you going to be streaming live or doing something like that?
I think, I can see if I can ask the rest of my team members, see if they're available.
Are you teaching a class?
Yes,
right?
I'm teaching a class.
Yes. Are you prepared for this? Or
yes. I do it all the time. I'm ready. But I do feel that I need to be better. I know people a lot of times are like, oh, you're good. I'm going to tell you this, Ben. I have a goal. I really want to do a TED Talk.
Really?
Yes. I really want to do a TED Talk. So hopefully one day I can do that. I want to be able to speak that well.
Love to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I think that would be fantastic. And I get, just as you get compliments too, like sometimes I'll go back to UOP and be a guest speaker about public relations and experience I've experienced with all of you guys and men, all these men and women that are doing these incredible things. And it's still getting up there is still you still get nervous. Like,
yeah, you do.
You still are just like, even though I prepared,
yes,
your palms are sweating. And,
yeah, it is.
And you're getting up there and your voice cracks a little bit, but and I still look back just like you. Like I look at, oh man, there's things I could have worked on
or could have said.
I forget but.
Yeah.
I think this will be great, and it'd be great to see it live, like for us to be able to kind of because I think that's why the technology's come through so quickly. Like we can get to be a part of that, right?
Yeah,
like
we can.
We might not be able to fly over there,
right?
But we could still see you.
Yes, that's true.
And
that's true.
That would be very cool to experience. But the hair show. So I was a part of this last year. But tell me, when did you decide to start? Or when did that thought process come into your mind where I think we should do a hair show here?
I know it was early on, and I was talking to somebody, and I was like, you know what, we should do a hair show because they don't do them out here in San Joaquin County. They just don't do them. So I was like, that would be cool if we would host one. And plus, it's also about brand awareness. Everybody knows that you got to sell your brand. So that's a way to sell your brand and to get other people that are in the same industry all together. So yes, last year it came, or the year before, because before the show, we decided that we were going to do a hair show. I was nervous as heck.
Yeah.
But because I never did it.
Yeah.
And I was nervous all the way up to the day too. But it turned out really well. People said it turned out really, really well.
Yeah.
And we're hoping for even a bigger turnout. We're going to do things a little different this year.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to try to see about having some contests, a beard contest for the men.
Really?
Yes, we got to get the men involved.
Okay.
We're looking to get the schools involved, the cosmetology schools, see about some kind of contest with that. Some live music, and of course we want to see about having the same vendors come, if not more. So we're looking to do it bigger.
Now, when does that? When will we get more info on that? Because I know that's in September. But
yes, it's September, but we're sending out information next month in April.
Next month in April. So look on
early bird special. So you got to sign up.
So look at the Natural Do Facebook. Check the website. And to be a part of this, because I was a part of this and this was fantastic. This is something,
and we're so glad you came.
This is something that I hadn't seen before in Stockton, and of course I'm a local.
Yeah.
And it was cool because it was at the Stockton Hotel.
Yeah.
And
the Waterfront Hotel.
The Waterfront Hotel, and you got to utilize both the indoor
and
outdoor, which was very cool. So I was part of the outdoor, and I love this about your event, in that when I came in, you had, I love how it was logistically set up. Like, assigned in, they know exactly who Cliff and I were for our booth.
Yeah.
And you had a number, and you had it laid out there with the number, and then the table and everything. And it was great. Everything was smooth. Like,
people said that, the vendors. I'm so happy because I spent a lot of time doing that.
Yes, and that was so smooth. And that's just experience that you just picked up along the way, right?
Yeah, because I used to do that. I used to do vending, and I used to, so I know how that runs, so to speak. So I guess that's probably why it ran so well, because I know it like the back of my hand.
And it was fantastic because I didn't have any trouble getting in. And, I was taken, Cliff and I were directed to where our spot was supposed to be set up. That was the hardest part, was just Cliff and I setting up our tent. And other than that, everything else was smooth.
Okay.
So what do you, like, when you look at all this, because I know for sure you're doing this right now, is you're looking at this event and you're thinking, what do I need to do to make it better?
Yes.
And
so we have that.
What kind of feedback did you get from this event, like good and bad?
Good and bad. The good thing was, like you said, a lot of vendors said it was so easy for them, and the people said my staff was very accommodating and getting what they need. The bad was maybe some of the vendors did not follow through with what they said they were going to do.
Okay.
So that one hurt me. I did not like that one. And see, when you're in business, you think about that, because when you do your next one, it makes the customer say, well, should I spend more on this? Because last year they didn't do this.
Right.
So I have to, make sure that people comply with what they say. So, more contracts, of course, probably some penalties. That was like the bad. What else? Oh, I don't know if it's necessarily like a bad thing, but when I did debrief with everyone, kind of like the stylists and the makeup people, the behind scenes could have flowed a little better for them.
Yeah.
And so having them together was something that was really helpful. But you wouldn't know that if you were a customer at the show, at the hair show, because it came out perfectly.
So that's kind of more of a, I look at this as from a communication student standpoint, is that's the more internal part.
Yes, like more internal.
That's a separate kind of internal team thing, and then
Yes, but from the outside, what's good is that no one could tell that there was some problems.
Now, did you get any feedback on? I feel like when people were out there, jumping from vendor to vendor, kind of seeing what was out there for products or other things, information and stuff. There were announcements that were. Or were there signage that said directing people to, because
there was a DJ under that. Yeah, I was doing a class, and
there was
there's 2 other classes, but there was a DJ kind of announcing and everything. But this year, everything's all in one room, so everybody will be able to hear everything.
Yes, okay. Yeah. So that's the difference, is now that we don't have that separation. Now, another thing is I know the hotel provided certain things for you as far as accommodating you with water.
Yeah, that was nice.
So do you think this year maybe we should bring back other? I don't think you had like 2 food vendors, right?
Yeah, 2 food vendors.
Maybe are you thinking about incorporating more food and drink vendors this time around?
Yeah. It's all about those who signed up. We didn't say no to anybody, so we just not like we got a plethora and we was like no to it.
Right,
but we're definitely open to the food vendors. Yeah.
Now, how was it working with the hotel?
The hotel was fantastic.
Smooth? Very
smooth.
Smooth?
I liked the hotel. It had everything. You didn't have to worry about extra insurances. This is an entrepreneur show. You got to think about that.
You got to think about these things, yeah.
They had the tables and chairs. They had emergency staff, like, someone hurts themselves or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
The hotel is beautiful. Renee, who works at the hotel, who does the events, she was awesome, and she answered all of my questions. I love the waterfront hotel. I thought it was perfect. I didn't have no problems with them.
Right. Now, if you had to choose a different venue, were you looking at different venues at the time?
I first did the waterfront, hands down.
What made you choose the waterfront?
Because it's the nicest hotel in all of Stockton.
Okay.
The nicest. I'm sorry, but Waterfront Hotel is the nicest hotel in all of Stockton.
Okay, and then you knew ideally I wanted at a hotel.
Yeah, okay. Because it's more it's more accommodating. Like a lot of people's like, we should have it at the park. Okay, if I have it at the park, I got to get permits. I got to get insurances. I got to get an emergency team. And Amy will tell you about all of that.
Oh yeah. They can probably come back and give me a whole lecture on the show. Yeah.
So a lot of stuff that you have, the hotel had a lot of that already there that I didn't have to worry about.
Right.
They just said, tell me how you want it formatted and they did it for you. Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing for entrepreneurs. Whether you're a musician, artist, or whatever field that you're working in, that's definitely Laura and I touched on that a little bit too. Is the venue?
Yes, the venue.
Right?
Yes,
and the venue is key. And trying to commit and get that venue secure, because there's this, I guess I would say maybe stigma that there's not a lot of places in Stockton to put on an event.
Right, it is true.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's true.
Yeah. So it's
a little smaller.
Yeah,
that's for one.
Smaller.
Yeah, but there isn't.
So where do you see the hair show going from there after this? I mean, do you? Do you think
let me just tell you, because I can't say too much what happens in the business meetings.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay in Stockton.
Okay.
But if it gets bigger and Stockton doesn't have another place to accommodate all of the people coming, then we probably have to go outside of Stockton. Yes. Okay. But my goal is to keep it all in Stockton because Natural Dew is in Stockton.
Yes.
And I want to represent Stockton in a positive light. And it was because at the hair show, when people came, like from the Bay Area and stuff, they were like, wow, I didn't even know. Even people that lived in Stockton, I didn't even know this was here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
and I think that's great. Now, and the thing, did you hear anything from media at the time?
No, I did reach out, but my friend Ben here, through his press releases and stuff, we're going to try to get them to come out next year.
Well, if we could get them to come out this year, that'd be fantastic.
I mean, this year.
Next year. Now, Dawn, did you hear about this, or were you aware of this event at all?
I did. Year? I saw Dawn.
Of course.
Okay, you saw Don on there.
I saw Don and his wife, and I gave him a flyer, and I didn't see him there.
Yes.
But that's because he was busy running the show.
That's true. But I thought it was wonderful. I've been a strong supporter and encourager of Valonne since we met at Delta and had extensive conversations. And you know, it's funny too, because I still think that there's a great market for the products, because even now, to this day, there's these fake natural products that, you know, look natural and smell natural, but it's a bunch of junk and chemicals in it. Yeah. And so, you know, the world still needs quality, affordable, natural hair products. Personally, like I only use like
coconut oil,
baking soda, and coconut oil, and a little vanilla, and sometimes you know, different stuff, a little lemon juice, stuff like that. I don't use any chemicals on my body as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I have 5 daughters, you know, all natural hair. My wife is the same way.
He is.
Natural
and they're
hair.
all natural, too.
They've been natural their entire life.
Yes.
Except my wife, but she's been there that way most of our marriage. And we kind of were the trendsetters out here. You know, the reason why maybe there weren't places to get natural hair stuff is because there weren't people doing it out here.
Right.
You know, when my kids were young, everyone would stop and ask them, like, why is your hair like that? How did you do that? You know, and it, you know, every day, every week, there was like this, you know, lesson of, you know, how, you know, you can rock your own, you know, natural hair.
Right.
And so, you know, I thought I was so excited to see last year's convention. And yeah, it was. I got nothing but great feedback from it. I didn't get to come out there to it, but we did. We promoted it big time, and we'll do the same this year. This year, it would be great if we could do like a live.
Like I want you guys to be there
live,
like really, because they're the community radio. They have to be there.
All right, well, we'll be there then. I'll consider that the invite.
Yes, September 29th.
All right, September 29th. Oh, that's early enough to get our logo on the documents.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, cross promote.
Plenty of time, early bird.
Yes, yeah. Entrepreneurs do a lot of trade for services.
There's a lot of
bartering.
My
goodness, that is so true. Bartering is our best friends right now.
So, but yeah, I mean, I could just, you know, I could talk about this all week because really it's a passion of mine as well. I'm so glad that Valonne, you know, had the courage and the foresight. You know, but you know, she's been working at like NASA and radio. Yeah. It's not like she's unconnected. You know,
but
from outer
I'm new to
space
Stockton,
even.
Though. I know, right?
But the truth is that it took a lot. It was a bold step.
It was,
and only now, like looking back at it, is everyone like, oh, duh, you know, of course. But no, you know, you were groundbreaking in so many ways.
You're right. I was talking to Governor Don about it. You're right. Yeah. Back before it even opened.
Yeah, when it was just a thought.
Yeah.
You were like,
when was that?
This was like 2013, 2014,
yeah, something like that.
And then you were over at Delta because you were visiting the Small Business Center, right?
No, and I was actually taking classes there.
Yeah. That's where we saw her, and you know, she even helped out with the early stages of the Voice of Stockton. You know, so you know, good input, good advice, and you know, so really, this is exactly, you know, what you should be listening to out there in the audience is that, you know, a good idea developed over a sufficient time that, and she reached out and got advice, input. She did some testing. I like the 1-page business plan idea.
You do.
One page. You don't know how many throwaway 20-page business plans I got.
Do not do a 20-page.
After the first week stretch. I took longer to make it than to figure out it wasn't going to work.
Right.
So
it does take longer. Yeah.
Do that one sheet and develop that, and then, you know, when it comes time to expand on it, and when you need to secure funding and get other people involved, then it's time for that long, you know, with the research and all that and the numbers to support it. But to get your business started, you know, you got to get on a good foot and push that. You know, you can't do everything. But yeah, I think that this is, I'm such a big supporter. I hope everybody out there, I hope it even really, it's still a trend and a movement that's growing.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and it's actually it's outgrown itself a little bit. People are doing like fake natural hair now.
Yes, they are.
That's how big it got.
Yes,
like,
it is.
Yeah, people was rocking fake natural hair.
Fake natural hair.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
It's true.
Because hey, you know, they just want the results. You know, they're like, I don't got 4 years. I just want like 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah. My dad said that too. He seen my son's hair. He was like, the naps are in? Yes, Dad, the naps are in.
Yeah, love them. And love the way that your hair grows out your head. And love the way you are built. You are wonderfully made. And you can't know that if you chop it off and change it as soon as it comes out.
So,
So explore that. But I'm just saying, Valonne, God bless you. It's amazing what you've done. I'm so proud of what you've done. And if you're listening for entrepreneur advice, listen to Valonne, because she made it happen. And it was a tough sell all across the board.
Yeah.
You know, and only like people like who are into it. You know, we're like in a bubble almost. We're a little eccentric.
Yeah.
You know, we're in a small circle, but once you broke it out into our mainstream here, it caught on like wildfire.
Yeah.
And you know, and thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Now, with Natural Dew, what is probably the most unique story that's happened over these past 2 years where you've had somebody come? Have you had like somebody come in and talk about the business, or how what if there's something that stands out, like
something?
Is there something
you know what? I
about?
think that it's like, I guess, like some of those little things, but it feels good because people sign up for a membership at our salon and they're committed there for a year.
Yeah.
And we ask for a 1 year commitment because that's when the client is really going to notice and see dramatic results with their hair. And so you see people come and go, but it feels good when you see members renewing or they left and then they notice some changes and they come back. Like today, this a lady came in today. She's like, I'm coming back home. I need my hair taken care of. So it feels good to know that it's working. So watching the progress of everyone and then seeing that when, you know, some people come in kind of timid and not sure how they want to wear their hair. They never wore it like that before, so they don't like it. But then afterwards, you know, now it's like, make my hair big, make it, you know, make it a mohawk, color it, you know, all this stuff. So that's really nice to see that.
And this is what really makes you unique is you're doing, well, I don't know much about your industry, but you're doing a subscription kind of model with this.
Yes.
So tell people, like, this is really kind of what sets Natural Dew apart from other places.
It is genius.
Yes.
So
what happens is that members is just like a gym membership, so to speak. You pay monthly and you come in as often as you want. So we don't have any limit to when you can come in. Most people come in once a week, and then there's some people that come once every 2 weeks, probably some people probably less than that.
Right.
But we don't put a limit to how many times you can come in. We just want to get people in there to get their hair styled pretty nicely. Yes.
And then you have it broken up into different
tiers. Yeah. So we have a basic plan on up to a plan where you get lots of coloring and deep conditioning treatments and haircuts and stuff like that. So there's 3 different plans that we have.
And then do you sell products?
We sell products, and we also sell a la carte, so you don't have to be a member. You can still come in and pay one time for that service. Yeah, but we sell a lot of products catered to your hair type.
Have you had people come in just that went to you once and then wanted to sign up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course. Because you got to try it first.
Right,
so they try, people think they have to sign up for the membership. No, you can try it first and see if you like it. We'll have members that will keep coming and pay the a la carte price every month. And then they're just like, okay, you know what? I'll just get the membership.
Yeah, I should probably just get the membership.
Because it's cheaper.
Right?
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So from a standpoint in the industry, like what's going on now? Like, because obviously Gov says you're really breaking grounds and doing a lot of different things and a lot of natural, a lot of organic stuff.
Yeah.
When you go to these shows and you're at, like the show in Atlanta, do you get approached by a lot of people? Is there a lot of...
No,
how is that in the industry?
I get approached a lot of people, by my hair. They'll look at my hair and say, "Oh, your hair is, pretty." I will have to say, and I told the stylist this, and they'll get to see that when we go to Atlanta. I said, I still feel like we are still at the top of our game. I still feel like that a lot of people out there don't know really how to take care of it like how we do. Okay. And I said, I'm not telling you guys this just because you guys are my staff. I'm telling you that because it's really the truth.
Right.
I think so I think when we go to this year's show and show what we're doing, I think people are going to be amazed.
Yeah. Natural Dew. That's Valonne and what she's got and what's coming up. And so we got the hair show coming up.
I wanted to ask a question.
Oh. Okay. He wants to ask a question.
Okay, because let me tell you, it starts from the top, right? That makes sense. Natural Dew. There's a lot of people put nails on their fingers and all these other things that do involve chemicals and pretty harsh chemicals. I'm wondering, like, how does Natural Dew service the rest of it? You know, not just the hair, but the the whole shebang. The nails.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, so how does that work out?
No, I have definitely talked about doing nails next. And I have talked about, there's people who wanted to do makeup as well. So it's one of those things that we're definitely working on. Yeah. But we're just trying to solidify all of our processes with the hair before we move forward with something else. Well, and believe me, I'm super anxious.
Yeah, the thing I was thinking about is like, because what you're doing with hair, if you approached the nail industry with that mentality, you're going to revolutionize everything. I'm telling you,
believe me,
I talk to nail shop owners who say, don't buy a nail shop because it's bad for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So the nail shop owners know it. You see when you go there, they got masks on.
Yeah.
But there's got to be another way.
I know. Believe me.
Are you working on it?
I've thought about it the first year we were in.
Yes. So looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it too.
All right. Well, we got some chemists and some we got to get them on board.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Valonne, for coming on Challenge Mode and sharing your story and sharing all, the journey of how far you've come with this. And I think it's incredible because you are doing a lot of groundbreaking stuff here. And so if people want to know more, or they want to get in touch with you, ask questions, where can we go to reach out to you?
Definitely.
Do you have Instagram?
Yes, we have Instagram. It's natural.do. Okay. And then, of course, on Facebook, it's natural do.
Okay.
And then on we have Facebook. And then, of course, our website, natural-do.com. And that's where you'll find a lot of our events. Of course, you keep up with a lot of more things as they go on Facebook. So definitely on Facebook. And on our web. And, of course, you can always come by and visit us, too.
You could.
At 339 East Weber, downtown Stockton, on the corner of Weber and Sutter.
Yeah. And that's fantastic. So with that...
because he's right. And if you need to call us, our number is 209-451-4656.
Perfect. So that is episode 3. Just to recap with you, we had Amy and Ann from Good Stock on episode 1, Laura Garcia from Terra Roaster Coffees on episode 2. You guys can go back and check those out on KXVS. KXV.org, right?
It's on everything.
It's on everything. Voice of Stockton. You can search us, Facebook, obviously, through the social media channels, Facebook, YouTube. Give us a like, subscribe, follow us, and get more updates on what's going on in your community with amazing stuff like this with the entrepreneur programs that are happening. And check out Valonne at all of her social media. If you have questions, I'm sure you guys post a lot of great pictures of...
Oh, yeah. We post a lot of pictures. And
Instagram's probably your best...
I know. I need to get better at it because I just started on Instagram. But,
Okay.
But Facebook... But, yes, Instagram. Because whatever I post on Facebook, I try to move to Instagram.
Okay, perfect. So you can catch them on Instagram, Facebook, and don't forget the website. Anything coming up on the horizon besides the April 7th? You got the April 7th
event.
Anniversary
we'll be in Atlanta, and then of course we have a couple of small classes and probably another paint and sip, but definitely we'll be gearing up for the hair show.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you all for joining. Thanks again, Valonne.
Thank you. Invite me to episode 100.
We'll check back in with Valonne when it'd be great to have you back on the episode. Closer to the hair expo show. Or maybe after the hair expo, because I think that's going to be huge.
Or at the hair show.
Oh, we could do it live right there.
Live.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, thank you all for joining in, and that's it. Peace. We're out.
Hey, Bernita. Okay.